being in a prison is a horrible experience, in that you've got all these cages that surround you and you've got the ribbon wire when you come in.
If I can have an impact on one inmate and I've dealt with 100, then my job's done, isn't it, really?
The Department of Corrections is committed to developing and maintaining a strong and progressive volunteer policy. Volunteers working within the Department of Corrections provide a diverse range of activities and services to prisoners and their whānau. Today we go behind the wire of 2 Canterbury prisons and meet some of the committed volunteers that are striving to raise the bar within the prison walls.
The volunteer process has sort of been around for a number of years, but we've really sort of ramped up in the last few years, and that's provided some really valuable input for prisoners. The Department of Corrections is really committed to ensuring the safety of the public and, of course, reducing reoffending. And the volunteers that we come in can play a really significant part in their interactions with prisoners to really help those two causes.
What does the volunteering service give to the prison system?
It provides that link back to the community for the people in here. It's also the people that are coming in and being our volunteers, they're great role models as well, and they're bringing in invaluable skills, and it's those sort of skills that the men and women can leave with, and for them it might be a new hobby or something that they take up on the outside, and it means that they're building new relationships on the outside when they're released as well. They're new support networks. It's not necessarily going back to the same old group of friends and things like that.
How do the prisoners receive this assistance from the volunteers?
I think they really relish the opportunity to talk to people from different walks of life that otherwise they might not associate with. And it's people that aren't in green uniforms all the time too. They really sort of welcome the opportunity to have discussions with them. Yeah.
Just being in a prison is a horrible experience, in that you've got all these cages that surround you and you've got the ribbon wire when you come in, and the metal detector and the doors and the big set of keys you've got to carry and the radio. I mean, that's unnatural. I've never felt scared around any of the women who are resident here, but I have felt scared around some of the correction staff. Oh dear. And most of the guards are absolutely lovely and have a very easy relationship with, but one or two of them make me frightened, and I think it's their job. It's their job to run this place and make sure it's a safe environment and to follow the rules and everything. And I am not so good on the rules, and sometimes I'm terrified that, I've broken one of them, or I've done followed a procedure wrongly or something like that. So that's the only time that I've been scared.
And what do the custodians think about the role of a volunteer within their workplace?
Obviously our corrections officers appreciate the time that our volunteers give up and come in and work with the men and women. It means that they're also, because they don't have this idle time on their hand if they're working with volunteers, they're more sentence compliant. So that's a big benefit to the staff, to have the volunteers come in and work with them.
So how do you converse with a prisoner?
Well, I think you just treat them like a human being, which is what they are. I think I never have gone into working with any of the women here with the idea that I'm better than them, or that, I know more than them, because I actually have no idea about so many things. What they've lived through in their short lives is, beyond what I could even think about, really. So I have a lot of respect for them, and I think they return the respect because they know I respect them, so that makes it very easy.
Volunteer Pauline, who is based at Christchurch Men's Prison, fosters a relationship built on mutual respect.
They're very respectful of me. For some of them, they possibly have never had a relationship with a female, other than maybe a guard or a police officer or their mum or their girlfriend, and their whole lives have been, in turmoil possibly. So it's actually really interesting for them to have a relationship with somebody. And I treat them like they're my sons, really. I talk to them like they're my boys. When they're being lazy, I tell them they're being lazy, and when they've done really well, I tell them they've done really well. So, and if I don't turn up, they've learned to realise that I haven't forgotten them, that I am coming back, and I think that's really, really important, that they know that I haven't given up on them, and I won't.
What results are being seen by the volunteers' work with prisoners?
Yeah, well, we've got one volunteer. She's made a real significant impact on one of our prisoners in terms of teaching this prisoner sign language. It's my understanding that the prisoner's, a member of the prisoner's family is profoundly deaf. So this is a wonderful opportunity now for this young lady when she's released to be able to relate better to that member of the family.
Well, I've been working with her for just over a year, I suppose, and she's quite young. She's only just had her 20th birthday. But even though she's very young and she's in here for a long time, she's amazingly mature, amazingly courageous, and incredibly sensible too. She's worked out how to be in the prison and how to get on with people, how to get on with the system, how to make the most of her time here. And so even on her own so far, she's managed to get all the way through level 1 NCEA. And she'd only been at any high school for a few months before she came into prison. So, I mean, she's done that all on her own. And so she's wonderful to work with because she's quick and she's intelligent, and she is always grateful for anything that I do for her. It's always great seeing her. We always have a laugh and talk about things. And yeah, I love working with her.
Equally, Pauline has empowered a male prisoner with tools to cross a once damaged bridge of communication.
We started off that he had no contact with his family or his mum for 3 years at that stage. So I had lots and lots of postcards. So we chose a postcard that he thought she would like, and we wrote a postcard to his mum, and she visits him once a month now. So, you know, that you can't beat that, just can't beat it.